If you're a man over 60 and you've noticed yourself losing that edge, the one that used to carry you through your mornings, your workouts, and even your intimate moments, then you need to hear this. Because what I'm about to share is not another quick fix or overhyped supplement. It's a simple change. 3 natural fruits that can help restore your blood flow, your energy, and yes, even your performance. And what makes this especially important is what I reveal near the end. Because it's not just about what these fruits do individually, it's how they work together that makes the difference. So if you care about staying sharp, strong, and confident after 60, stay with me until the end. This could very well be the most practical and effective strategy you've never heard. I'm Dr. Sophia Jain, and for over 20 years, I've worked in men's health, helping thousands of men reverse decline and get their lives back, without medications, without surgery, and without unrealistic promises. And today, I want to walk you through a simple, natural strategy based on food. That's right, whole food, the kind your body recognizes, knows how to use, and responds to quickly. Because for so many men, the problem isn't age, it's nourishment, and the right nourishment can bring you back. Let's start with the first fruit. This one's often underestimated, but its benefits are deep, fast-acting, and rooted in both tradition and science. That fruit is pomegranate. Now, pomegranate might not be in your regular grocery cart, but after this, it should be. Why? Because for men over 60, the number one obstacle to performance is reduced blood flow. Not desire, not effort, but circulation. And pomegranate addresses that head on. It's loaded with polyphenols, which help widen your blood vessels and support the production of nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is critical. It's the molecule your body uses to relax and open arteries, which is exactly what you need if you're struggling with firmness or morning vitality. Let me give you a real story. One of my patients, Howard, 71 years old, came in frustrated. He said, "Doc, I feel like everything's slowing down." We ran some tests. His heart was in decent shape. His testosterone wasn't terrible, but his circulation, that's where the problem was. I had him start with just 6 ounces of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice every morning. 2 weeks later, he walked into my office with a different look. His energy had shifted. He said his mornings were starting to feel like they used to. He wasn't chasing a feeling. His body was giving it back to him naturally. The reason pomegranate works so well is because it hits multiple areas at once. It improves blood vessel function, reduces inflammation, and even supports prostate health. It also protects against oxidative stress, which builds up in your arteries as you age and quietly restricts blood flow where you need it most. And you don't need a complicated plan to benefit. Just drink the juice or eat half a pomegranate each day. Keep it simple, make it consistent. Now let's move on to the second fruit. This one has a completely different job, but it's just as critical. It helps fuel your hormones. Specifically, it supports testosterone, the hormone that drives your motivation, your mood, your strength, and your sense of being a man. And the fruit I'm talking about is avocado. Yes, avocado is a fruit, and it's one of the most powerful hormone-supporting foods you can eat. Why? Because it's rich in healthy fats, specifically monounsaturated fats, which are the raw materials your body uses to produce testosterone. On top of that, it contains zinc, magnesium, and vitamin B6, all nutrients involved in the delicate balance of male hormones. I want to introduce you to someone named Malcolm. He was 67 when he came to see me, a retired engineer. Still active, sharp as a tack mentally, but something had shifted. He told me, "I'm not sleeping well. I feel flat, like the spark is gone." We checked his labs, and yes, his testosterone was low, but not dangerously so. Still, he was feeling the effects. Instead of sending him down the path of hormone therapy right away, I had him start with food, half an avocado a day. He added it to his breakfast, sometimes with eggs, sometimes on toast, sometimes just straight out of the peel with a spoon. Within 3 weeks, his mood had lifted, his sleep had improved, and he said he felt back in his body again. This isn't magic, it's physiology. Avocados lower cortisol, your stress hormone, and that's crucial because high cortisol blocks testosterone. They also support brain health, joint function, and heart strength, all of which play a role in performance and quality of life as you age. Now, here's something most men miss. Testosterone isn't just about libido. It's also tied to resilience, the ability to push through the day, to stay motivated, to recover from stress. And when that starts slipping, men begin to doubt themselves. They pull back. They lose confidence. But when testosterone is gently supported through food and lifestyle, that confidence starts to return. That steady, grounded energy, that's what comes back. Not a temporary surge, but something sustainable. So now we've talked about blood flow and we've talked about hormones. The third piece of the puzzle is energy. Because even if your circulation is good and your hormones are solid, without energy, none of it matters. You'll feel sluggish, disconnected, foggy, and this is where the third fruit comes in: banana. Now I know, banana seems too basic to matter, but it's actually one of the most efficient energy foods you can eat. It's rich in potassium and magnesium, which help regulate nerve and muscle function, support heart health, and keep your body in balance. It also contains natural sugars, fiber, and vitamin B6, which helps convert food into energy and supports your brain chemistry. Let me tell you about Dennis. He was 73, a former high school coach, always on the go, but lately he'd been struggling to keep up. He said, "I wake up tired. I move like I'm underwater." I asked about his breakfast. He said he usually had coffee and maybe toast. That was part of the problem. His body was running on empty. I had him start his day with a banana and a handful of nuts. Nothing fancy. And after just 5 days, he told me, "I'm not just awake, I'm alert. I'm not dragging anymore." And here's the thing. That energy translated into better focus, better movement, and even better intimacy with his partner. When your body has steady fuel, it performs better across the board. Bananas also support serotonin production, which helps you feel calmer and more emotionally steady. That's no small thing, because energy isn't just physical, it's mental, it's emotional. It's the fuel behind how you show up in life. So what happens when you combine all three of these fruits into your daily routine? You create a system of support that covers the three areas where most men decline: blood flow, hormones, and energy. And that's where real transformation begins. Let's talk now about how to actually use these fruits in a real daily routine, because that's where most men go wrong. They hear a list, they try it for a few days, then they forget or give up. What I want to show you is a rhythm. A rhythm you can follow every day that fits your life, that supports your health, and that's easy to maintain even if you're busy or not much of a cook. Start your morning with banana. Eat it whole, add it to a smoothie, or slice it over some plain Greek yogurt. That alone will give your body an early boost in potassium, natural energy, and help regulate your blood pressure. This is especially important if you're taking medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills, which tend to deplete your potassium levels and leave you more fatigued. Then, about 30 minutes later, or as part of your breakfast, include avocado. Half an avocado a day is enough. You can spread it on toast, mix it into a salad, or just eat it with a little olive oil and lemon. The goal here is to get those healthy fats into your system early so your body can start converting them into hormone building blocks. Don't wait till dinner. The sooner your body gets what it needs, the better it performs throughout the day. Then we come to the pomegranate. This one is best taken either mid-morning or mid-afternoon. Why? Because that's when most men start to slump, around 10:30 or 2 o'clock. Instead of reaching for caffeine or sugar, drink a small glass, about 6 to 8 ounces, of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice. Not the blends or the cocktails, just real juice or the seeds themselves. It's a natural pick-me-up that supports your circulation right when your energy dips. And over time, this regular boost in nitric oxide helps improve your baseline blood flow, not just in one area, but throughout your body. When you follow this routine daily, banana in the morning, avocado with breakfast, pomegranate later in the day, your body starts to shift, and that shift is what matters. You start to feel more grounded, more steady, more ready, not just for sex, but for life, for your workouts, your conversations, your daily stressors. This is the kind of foundation every man needs after 60. Now, I know what some men are thinking. "Doc, I don't like fruit," or "I don't want to change my diet." I get it.
You've lived decades with certain habits, but this isn't about restriction. It's not about giving something up, it's about adding the right things back in. When you support your body naturally, you don't have to rely on synthetic fixes. You give your system what it recognizes, nutrients it's wired to respond to, and your body does the rest. And the science backs this up. There are over 100 studies on pomegranate alone showing improvements in vascular health, blood pressure, and even testosterone levels. Avocado has been shown to increase HDL, the good cholesterol, and lower inflammation markers. And bananas? They've been linked to better sleep quality, better heart rhythm, and improved nerve function. These aren't exotic superfoods you have to special order. They're accessible, affordable, powerful. Let's talk for a moment about what happens when you don't address this. Because ignoring declining performance doesn't make it go away. It makes it worse. Over time, blood vessels stiffen, hormones drop further, fatigue builds, and what starts as a small issue, like occasional softness or low energy, turns into a deeper issue with self-esteem, with motivation, and with your relationship. I've seen marriages suffer not because of a lack of love, but because of a lack of connection. And often that starts with a man feeling like he's not enough anymore. But when you take action early, before things get out of control, you give yourself the chance to bounce back. You reclaim your momentum. You stop the slide and start climbing again. And that's what this is all about. Not chasing youth, but reclaiming strength, reclaiming connection, reclaiming your identity as a man. Let me share another patient story. His name was Roger. 69 years old, retired firefighter, still tough as nails. But inside, he told me he felt hollow. His words, not mine. He said he missed waking up with that confident energy. He missed looking at his wife and feeling like he could still show up the way he used to. We talked through some options. Medications were on the table, sure. But he wanted to try the natural route first. I gave him the same plan I'm giving you. Banana at 7, avocado at 8, pomegranate at 10. Repeat daily. By week 2, his morning energy had returned. By week 4, he said, I don't feel old anymore. I feel alive. That's the difference a few smart changes can make. Now, here's something you might not expect. When men add these 3 fruits consistently, other things start to improve too. Sleep deepens, joint pain decreases, mental clarity increases. Why? Because you're not just treating one part of the body, you're improving circulation, reducing inflammation, balancing blood sugar, and supporting the nervous system. These fruits work across multiple systems, and the result is a whole body benefit that goes beyond just one outcome. Let's talk logistics. Some of you are wondering, do I have to eat this every single day for the rest of my life? Here's the truth. The more consistent you are, the more stable your results. But you don't have to be perfect. If you miss a day, that's fine. If you travel or go off routine, that's normal. The key is to come back to the rhythm as quickly as possible. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't skip it for 3 days just because you missed one. You return, because that daily input adds up over time. What about guys who are diabetic or watching sugar intake? Good question. Pomegranate and banana do contain natural sugars, but when eaten in whole form and paired with protein or fat, like nuts or eggs, they release slowly and don't spike your blood sugar the way processed foods do. So if you're concerned, just pair each fruit with a stabilizer. Eat a banana with almonds. Drink pomegranate juice with a boiled egg. Eat avocado with lean protein. That balance makes a difference. And you don't need to rely on supplements here. I'm not against supplements when they're needed, but food is more complete. Food contains not just isolated vitamins, but a full spectrum of nutrients, enzymes, and fibers that help your body absorb and use them properly. That's why these 3 fruits, used together, can create a system of internal support that's hard to replicate with pills or powders. And here's one more benefit that gets overlooked. Confidence. When a man takes charge of his health, even in small ways like this, it shifts something inside. You start feeling more in control, more intentional. You stop reacting to decline and start responding with action. That confidence spills over into every area of life. Your posture, your conversations, your intimacy, your sense of self. Now we're getting to the most important part. How these fruits work together, not just separately, because it's the combination that creates synergy. Banana boosts energy and nerve function. Avocado builds hormones and balances your fats. Pomegranate clears the path for blood flow. Each one supports the others. You get stronger energy pushing through cleaner vessels powered by stronger hormones. That's what creates noticeable change. That's what helps a man go from sluggish and frustrated to strong, steady, and alive again.
Now, let's go a step deeper, because once your foundation is set with these 3 fruits, there's something else that starts to open up: your ability to rebuild testosterone naturally. See, most men over 60 don't have an issue with production. The glands are still capable. The problem is blockages, nutrient depletion, poor circulation, and stress. That's where these fruits change the game. Take avocado. The oleic acid in it helps lower cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. When it's high, your testosterone takes a back seat. But lower your stress response just a little, and your body can start reallocating energy toward testosterone again. Now bring in banana, rich in B6 and magnesium. Both are critical for testosterone synthesis, and most men are low in them without realizing it. And then pomegranate, the nitric oxide booster, supports not just blood flow, but the delivery of hormones through that blood flow. It's not just about making testosterone, it's about moving it where it needs to go. That's how you reclaim vitality. That's how you start performing again without shortcuts. Let me tell you about Carl. 73, used to be a mechanic, hands always working, but now his biggest complaint was not just his performance, it was his motivation. He said, "Doc, I just don't feel like myself anymore. I used to wake up early, get things done. Now I just want to sit." We checked his blood. Testosterone was low. Blood pressure was high. Mood was flat. He was skeptical of meds, so we tried food first. I gave him the same core routine: banana in the morning, avocado with eggs, pomegranate after lunch. 3 weeks later, he told me, "I started organizing my garage again." Now, to most people, that doesn't sound like a miracle. But to Carl, it meant he was back. His energy had returned, his spark, his clarity, and yes, his performance too. This isn't wishful thinking. This is what happens when you treat the root, not just the symptom. That's why this method works. It's not a one-time fix. It's a daily system that builds momentum. The more you do it, the stronger the results get. Now, I want to give you one advanced tip that amplifies everything we've talked about so far. It's simple. Chew your fruit thoroughly. Sounds obvious, but let me explain. The enzymes in your saliva start breaking down those nutrients before they even hit your stomach. Especially with bananas and pomegranate seeds, chewing them slowly and completely makes the nutrients more bioavailable. That means your body gets more of the potassium, more of the antioxidants, more of the polyphenols that improve blood flow. Rushing your food is like throwing away part of the benefit. So slow down, chew well, let your body absorb every bit of support these fruits offer. Let's talk real life again. I know many men are already dealing with medications, statins, blood thinners, blood pressure drugs. If that's you, don't worry. These fruits are safe. In fact, they complement most medications by improving what the body is already trying to do. For example, banana supports stable heart rhythm, which pairs well with blood pressure meds. Pomegranate helps reduce arterial stiffness, a known side effect of long-term statin use. Avocado helps with nutrient absorption, which many medications deplete. So you're not interfering, you're enhancing. But of course, always talk with your doctor before making big changes. That's just smart. Now I want to address one last point that too many men ignore: consistency versus intensity. Most guys think,
I'll eat extra pomegranate today to make up for yesterday, or I'll go on a health kick for a week, then stop. That doesn't work. Not for hormones, not for blood flow, not for energy. What works is consistency. Small, steady actions repeated daily beat extreme effort done occasionally. Think of this like watering a plant. A little water every day keeps it alive. A bucket once a week just drowns it. Your body is the same. It thrives on rhythm, not random effort. And this rhythm doesn't stop at fruit. Once you're stable with your 3-fruit foundation, you can start stacking. Add in walking after meals. That alone improves insulin sensitivity and boosts nitric oxide. Add in strength training, just 2 or 3 days a week. That triggers testosterone in a powerful way. Add in deep sleep, at least 7 hours, because testosterone is made at night. And if you want to go even further, start adding in foods that support zinc, vitamin D, and magnesium, like pumpkin seeds, eggs, and leafy greens. But don't overwhelm yourself. Start with the fruit. Stick to the rhythm, trust your body, and stay the course. Because the road back to vitality starts with one simple decision: to act. And that decision, my friend, is yours to make today.